Hey guys, it's JC here with another video for you. Today is Saturday and we are going to do our second Q&A. So thank you very much for the questions that you sent in. Keep them coming for the next video. So first of all, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. My day has been quite relaxed, so after a busy week, here I am just enjoying the weekend. So without further ado, let's jump into the first question of the video. And it is coming from Charmaine L. Kizu. I'm shocked. You deserve more subs. Honey, this is really sweet. Thank you so much for such a lovely message. I would love to have more subscribers, so feel free to spread the word and bring the people to this channel. Thank you once again. Love you. Next question is coming from Jonathan Caparas. Jonathan Caparas, I hope I'm reading it well. Hi, thanks for the video. Question, how come you did not want to use the M6 for your main videos since you already have it? What is the difference between the M6 versus the 77D for your main videos? Thanks. Well, thank you, Jonathan, for the question. The thing is, I think the difference between the M6 and the DSLR, you can see on another video that I made. I made a comparison of the image quality between a mirrorless camera and a DSLR. I still have to say that all my reviews are very personal, so some people may have different ideas, different tastes, different opinions, and I respect that. In my opinion, the image that comes from a DSLR is a little more cinematic. I'm not sure if that has to do with the fact that the DSLR has a mirror and the mirrorless camera does not, so I'm not sure if that influences the image, but I have the feeling that the image that comes from a mirrorless camera looks a little more digital and the DSLR looks a little more film-like. So this is the reason I prefer the DSLR for my sit-down videos like this one. So the next question is coming from someone called Yanni Macuti. I'm not sure if I read your name right. What is your audio setting for the microphone? I'm guessing it is in manual, but where do you put the bar? Thank you for your help. Well, thank you, Yanni, for your question. You're right. I always use manual settings for my microphone. Where I set the bar, it really depends on the microphone that I'm using. For instance, right now I am using a Shure microphone connected to the iRig. I made a video on that. The iRig is a sort of amplifier that you connect to your camera so you can dial down the bar as much as you can because it amplifies the sound coming from the microphone. So the hissing that comes from the camera, especially Canon cameras, will be minimum in this situation. Now, when I am using my vlogging camera, which is the M6, and I am outside, if I am using the Rode Video Micro, which is one of my favorites, I set the bar to maybe a little over than the second, as you can see on the picture. And if I'm using the EduTeach ETM008, which is also a great microphone, I dial down a little bit more because this microphone picks up more sound. I don't know why, so it tends to be a little louder than the Rode Video Micro. So like I said, it really depends on the microphone that you're using. So whenever you connect a microphone to your camera, test it first, just turn the camera to yourself, start talking, and then you can actually control how much you have to dial down. And remember, keep the sound below 12, okay? Next question is coming from Clark Tanaka. Hey Clark, how are you? Love your videos, by the way. You are such a fanatic for Jurassic Park, and I love that dedication. So well done. Tanaka is saying a fantastic item, and he's referring to the magnetic cable. I think it was the last video that I made. I never knew about this. Is there a headphone adapter for this? Well, Clark, I don't think there is a headphone adapter, but even if there was, I don't think it would be very handy because since it's magnetic, it comes off very easily. So if you are listening to music using an adapter to that magnetic connection, I don't think your music would be very stable. So no, I don't think there is. Next question is coming from James Balactas. Hi, where did you get the LCD hood on the A6000? On my video description, there is a link to my gear. I believe that the LCD is on that list. So click on that list and it will take you to the Amazon link. But I think the LCD hood can also be bought from any other online shop. So just take a look. Next question is coming from Don Lakaya. Hi, did you change your vlogging camera from Canon M6 to 77D? Nice video, by the way. Well, thank you, Dawn. And no, I did not change my vlogging camera. Like I explained before, the M6 is my vlogging camera because to me, it's one of the best out there. So I love it. I also use once in a while depending on the situation, or if I happen to not have my camera with me, sometimes I use my iPhone 7 Plus, which is always with me, and it's also very good for vlogging. But the DSLR I only use for sit-down videos like the one that you're watching now. By the way, it's been filmed on the 77D. And if you always want to know which gear I'm using for my videos, you can always check the video description. I always put it there. The next question is coming from Jay Gallinap. How much for that lens? And he's referring to the 11 to 22. That's a very good question, Jay, because lens prices, they tend sometimes to go up and down. I believe that I paid for the 11 to 22 about 300 euros, but sometimes you can get some good deals online, and also check eBay. Sometimes you can also get second-hand lens for maybe half the price in very good state. So I think it's a question of research. Geralicious C. That's a very difficult name, but thank you for the question. A6000, has it an overheating? Okay, does the A6000 have an overheating issue? Well, it does have. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube from people complaining about the overheating issue with the A6000. I personally never had that problem because my videos are not shot in one go. I tend to shoot like 1 or 2 or 3 minutes of something and then I put them all together. Again, if I'm shooting a long video, I am using the DSLR at home, which never has a problem with the overheating. So I never ran into the issue of overheating with the A6000. According to some people out there, it only happens if you are shooting more than 9 minutes in a row. So I think that's where the problem lies. If you want to avoid it, try to minimize the shooting time for maybe 5 minutes in a row, and I think you could solve the problem. Next question is coming from Bid to Periconomian then bummed. Why do you guys put such difficult names? Anyway, please explain whether the 4DX optimizes the immersion of the Death Cure movie significantly or not. Is it worth it to watch the Death Cure in 4DX or to watch in 2D? Is simply enough, because in my country the price of 4DX tickets is 3 to 5 times the price of 2D tickets. Many thanks before. Well, Bid, I don't know where you come from, but I believe you. The tickets for the 4DX experience is actually very expensive. In Holland, it costs around 18 bucks. And if you buy a normal ticket, it should cost you around 9. So as you can see, it's almost 2 times the price. I still find it very expensive. Does it enhance the experience of the Death Cure? Not really, because first of all, The Death Cure is a film that you can even watch in 2D. No need to go 3D in that, because you are actually interested in the story, and there is not much of a need for a 3D version, let alone a 4DX. Obviously, there's a lot of action going on, and the 4DX will enhance the amusement, but I don't think it's something very necessary. Again, I also mentioned that I missed a couple of things on the experience, like smell and the heat, so I'm not sure if they are implementing that in other movies or in the future. Maybe I will try it again and see how it goes, but the experience was quite interesting, but not necessary. So if you like the trilogy, The Maze Runner, go for the 2D version and you won't be missing much. Okay, next question is coming from Jonathan Ding. Okay, Jonathan. Hi, I love how you do reviews so clear and helpful. Well, thank you. I have a question for you. Canon, I mean, I'm also a Canon EOS M6 user. I have an issue with my camera. When I connect my camera M6 using Canon Camera Connect, which I hate, I don't like that app, and use a remote live camera shooting. I think it is not normal because the picture is a bit lags a bit and freeze a few seconds while I try to shoot by using my Android phone. And another question is, after I use for burst shoots mode, it always lags for a few minutes. I cannot do anything with my camera. Does it happen to your camera M2? Or is it just mine? No, it's not just yours. I actually tried using the Camera Connect, although on the iPhone, and the same thing happens when you are using the Camera Connect, because it's a Wi-Fi connection, so it does tend to lag a bit. If you are just taking one picture at a time, it should be okay. But if you try the burst mode, you can actually take the pictures, but once you stop, it freezes for a while and you just have to wait. I think it all has to do with the fact that it's a Wi-Fi connection, but if you are using the burst mode on the camera directly, that problem does not happen. I only use that app when I want to download something, but not as a remote. But again, it's a personal choice. Next question is coming from JJ Adventures XO. Where can you get the Pixie Evo tripod, the bigger version? Hi JJ, thank you for the question. And actually, Evo is the name of the bigger one because you have the Pixie Mini and the Pixie Evo. The Evo version is the big one that you want. And where can you get it? Well, any online shop you might be able to find it. I actually got mine from a Dutch a store called, I think, Cool Bloom, not sure, but you can find it on Amazon if you live in another country. So yeah, it's very easy to find, and maybe you can even find on a local store because they're very popular, so you shouldn't be having any trouble finding one. And the last question for today is coming from Didi. Question 1 and question 2. She has 2 questions. Question 1, was it hard to learn Dutch and how did you do it? It was hard and it still is. Dutch is a very private language. Holland is a very small country, so the first language is very important for you if you live here and if you want to work. But because there are lots of international companies, so you still can get away with English. Dutch is not an easy language. I've been living here for such a long time. I do speak the language, but I still have some challenges there. And question 2, what is the name or kind of company you work at? Well, I can't say the name of the company because I am not allowed to mention my company on social media like this. So I hope you understand that. I do work for an international company in administration, so that's basically what I can tell you. So guys, this was the Q&A for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved it, as I mentioned before. So if you want any more videos like this, please keep those questions coming and I'll be happy to prepare the next one. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and I'll see you next time. Bye!